All right. I did that resistance video series that was me editing a 4 hour, 40-minute stream into segments. And the last segment was me exploring the out of bounds areas of the resistance version of Millennium City. Well, there's one specific screenshot I made from standing on top of some floating sky castle structure that doesn't exist in the regular version of Millennium City, and looking down at the city. This location I'm currently floating at is as close as I can get. As far as I can tell, the specific location that I made that screenshot from is outside the playable area of the normal map. The reason why the world is in grayscale is because I'm literally touching the invisiwall that prevents you from leaving the playable area. Yeah, see, can't actually move any farther that way. Anyways, what the? So, yeah, should be like another 200 or 300 feet that way. Higher altitude, I think. And, well, the big part in the perspective difference is actually, I think, I was in the middle of above the middle of the river, not here, which is very close to this shore. At any rate, a lot of things in the map just look wrong because of distance reasons. And also the fact that the map really isn't meant to be viewed from this altitude. This is the map ceiling. It will not let you go higher than this because Invisiwall. And of course, here we see the actual like edges of the map geometry completely. Not just the playable area, but the actual geometry edges. I didn't try going far enough in the previous video to get to any of those. Maybe if I do that in another time, I could do that. If I intentionally do that again, one, I have to spend like 2 hours plus playing Resistance to get to that stage of the game. Two, have to glitch outside the map again and hope I don't fall off. Well, okay, one, I would be doing that with a character that can fly. The previous character I was on, I had to spam teleport to get up here because that guy can't fly. On a character that can simply fly, it's no big deal, really. Now, this area here, this is, well, this is the Detroit River. The river that goes past Detroit, Michigan, I think. That's my understanding of it. Millennium City is built in the location of Detroit. This is a fictionalized version of a real city. Some place that's a port city along the Detroit River. You can't go to any of this area over here, though. None of it. I actually did once clip outside the map and look at these, and they're kind of sort of like cardboard standees. From a distance, they look like buildings, but that's because you can't look at them up close. If you try looking at them up close, you realize that they're basically like cardboard cutouts. Like, actually, you know what? This spot right here, from the angle I'm looking at right now, you can tell that this is a flat texture. This is the ground with pictures of buildings drawn on a flat surface. And like all of this stuff here, these are actually like just pictures of buildings drawn on the ground. This is actually a 3D object. This is. The stuff between them is not. Kind of interesting, honestly. It's low detail assets meant to be seen from a distance and not inspected in any great detail. Like here, you can see like this thing here is actually just like wrapped around the hill. It's not like built to be a hill. It's just a ground texture that got superimposed on a hill. Honestly, it's pretty good work. it looks cool when you're doing missions normally and not trying to escape the map and look at parts of the world that aren't actually meant to be looked at all. Oh, that's another fun one. If you look closely at this texture here, this is the same texture with just like the different deformation applied to it, and over here too, and here I think, and here, and here. Whatever. Anyway, let's look at this with a little bit of color. Let's get down low and if you can actually see it in color. And now it applies a haze to everything. Whatever. Anyway, though, it's kind of annoying. Like there's like that one like transitory moment where it removes the cloudy haze and applies a grayscale, and then there's the anyways. So yeah, it's like the landscape looks completely different because in this one you have all these like things that are skyscrapers, but like relatively normal skyscrapers that are being drawn as low detail objects and gray things because I'm too far away from them for them to be drawn properly. Lovely. Those exist as low detail objects, so it always draws them like that. These, how much closer do I have to get to them for them to actually like get resolved properly? I think they're like popping in one at a time or something. Okay, let's get back to the ceiling where I apply a grayscale filter and remove the fog. That is interesting. Oh, it's not doing the fog or grayscale. Oh, that's different. This part of the map, the map border doesn't do the grayscale thing, I guess. Huh. Well, now I'm stuck with the fog. Lovely. Well. Anyways, so I figured people who weren't familiar with Champions Online and weren't fully understanding the bizarreness of that Multifaria map, I figured I would do a quick demonstration for comparison purposes of what the Champions Online Millennium City map looks like normally, so that people who aren't familiar with it would have a better understanding of why the Multifaria map is so strange. Yeah, that building has actually has an elevator that players can take to go from the top to the bottom. One of these other ones does too. Well. This isn't the game where you actually die from falling damage, so if you did fall off one of these buildings, it wouldn't kill your character. You just, like, take a ton of damage and maybe have to click the respawn button, but probably not even that. Because the way falling damage is set up in this game, you can't actually get KO'd by falling damage. Best case scenario, you get reduced to 1 hit point, and you know, that's that. So yeah, okay. In the Multifaria version of this map, all of these buildings get replaced by a bunch of bizarre twisted skyscrapers. Like this honestly looks like an apartment block here. It's like a whole area that's a bunch of apartment buildings. Here we have the City Hall. I have several museums and other important buildings that are not apartments. The Argent HQ building, which does not exist in Multifaria because Argent doesn't exist in Multifaria. Ah, boy. Yeah, that actually area is actually like a parking lot, like completely flat in the Multifaria version anyways. And yeah, the actual ground geometry of this is the same. It's just that like all of the buildings are different. Okay, with one or two exceptions. This prison over here, the prison is in the Multifaria map. It's just that the stuff around it is different, so that the prison, while the prison is still there, it doesn't actually look quite the same. Ah, well. Anyways, though. Well, that's enough of that. This is just meant as like a quick look around so people would have a framework of comparison, knowing what this game world is supposed to look like, and why the Multifaria map is so special, I guess is the word for it. All right, see you guys later.